The following self-hypnosis video is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease. It is also not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consult with your healthcare provider before starting any new treatment or therapy. This video contains a self-hypnosis session. Do not listen to this audio while driving or operating heavy machinery. Always make sure you are in a safe and comfortable environment before starting the session. Please use these self-hypnosis sessions as often as you feel they will benefit you. Research shows that repetitive self-exposure to hypnotic suggestions increase the likelihood of long-term change. Take in 10 very deep breaths, inhale as deeply as possible, and empty your lungs as completely as possible with each exhalation. Look at your screen and actively look at the candle. While you're looking into the candle flame, I'm going to count. When I say the number 1, I want you to close your eyes and imagine that you can see the candle flame in your mind's eye. Keep your eyes focused on the candle flame. You will notice, as you look at the flame, that one portion of the flame is especially bright, a sort of glowing central heart of the flame. Focus your attention completely on that bright, glowing core of the flame, and in a few moments, I shall begin to count. When I count 1, you will close your eyes, but you will continue to see the candle flame in your imagination. Even in your imagination, you will focus upon the brightest portion of the flame. And while you listen, you will become sleepier and sleepier, because that flame is becoming for you a symbol of sleep. The flame means sleep. The flame means sleep. Your subconscious, even now, is beginning to associate the image of the flame with the process of sleepiness. In your subconscious, the flame is becoming a signal for sleep, deep sleep. Whether you actually look into the flame or merely see the flame in your mind's eye, you will grow sleepy, your limbs will become heavy, your eyelids will become heavier and heavier, and you will want to drift off into a pleasant sleep. The flame means sleep, flame and sleep, flame and sleep. Then, when I reach the count of 2, you will again open your eyes and look directly at the flame of the candle. But even as you do, you will notice that the very glance of the actual flame makes you grow even sleepier. It will impress even more deeply into the subconscious that the flame means sleep, that the flame is a symbol of sleep, that the flame is a signal for you to grow sleepy. You will keep your eyes closed and drift into a deep, pleasant, relaxing sleep as I continue to talk to you. You are now deeply, deeply asleep. Not in the conventional way that we describe sleep, as you can still hear everything that is said to you. Sleep is a term that is used in hypnosis to describe how deeply and comfortably relaxed you are, and every time you hear me say the word sleep, you can go even more deeply relaxed, and you will notice the image of the candle flame in your mind's eye. So, go deeply to sleep as you notice a warm wave of relaxation spreading throughout the whole of your body, from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of the toes. Experience this now. It is spreading throughout the whole of your body and your mind as you drift deeper and deeper into a gentle, hypnotic sleep. And as this wave reaches your toes, your whole body is deeply asleep and rested and comfortable, and your mind can follow my voice as it takes you even deeper into this relaxing feeling. I will now count the numbers from 10 to 1, and with each and every descending number, you find yourself becoming sleepier and sleepier, more comfortably relaxed than you can ever remember being. So, if you are ready, 10, close your eyes and keep an image of that candle flame flickering away up there in your mind's eye. Nod your head if you are able to see it. Notice your limbs beginning to feel heavy and relaxed, and you are beginning to feel just a little bit sleepy. 9. You are doing really well. And now I want you to open your eyes and focus once more on the actual flame of the candle. And notice how the flame flickers and dances, perhaps giving off a glow that reminds you of how sleepy you are beginning to feel. 8. That's really good. Now close your eyes once again, and this time you can see the candle flame in your mind. It is taking on a quality all of its own, and that feeling of sleepiness and detachment is increasing. Your mind has already accepted that the flickering flame means sleepiness to you, and your whole body is beginning to feel heavy and relaxed. 7. The candle is still flickering, but perhaps it begins to wane a little now and then. That's all right, because you are still very sleepy and very relaxed. 6. The candle is still burning, but it is beginning to burn itself out. Keep focusing on it for now, and you will know that when it eventually extinguishes itself, it will be time for you to enter the deepest level of hypnotic trance. 5. Your relaxation has spread throughout your entire body and mind. Your legs and arms are relaxed, as is your body, and this sleepiness is really taking hold now. Notice how it is just too much effort to open those eyes, so keep them closed, because nobody wants or needs anything from you. This is your special time to relax. 4. All you want to do is drift away to some special thoughts. But just notice how the candle wax drips slowly down the side of the candle and into its holder. Very soon there will be no flame there. Very soon it will be complete darkness in your mind's eyes. 3. The flame is so low now, but it doesn't bother you. In fact, nothing bothers you right now. You haven't a care in the world. The only thing that matters to you is this wonderful feeling of calm relaxation. 2. The flame is fading away. It is so low you can barely see it, and you are so comfortable and sleepy and very, very relaxed. 1. And there, the flame is gone. The candle is spent, and you are in a deep hypnotic trance and the ideal frame of mind to allow suggestions that will benefit you to penetrate the very deepest part of your life. And before we begin working on these issues together, I want you to know and to understand that anytime during the course of your usual everyday life you come across a candle flame, you will act and feel and think absolutely normally, just as though this session hadn't taken place. The only time and place that the candle flame will make you sleepy is when you want it to. And at all other times, without exception, you will react absolutely normally. So now it is time to work with your subconscious mind to help you with the problem you have been experiencing. I want you to let your mind imagine a warm summer's day, and you are on a wooded slope which is home to a cascading waterfall, where the water flows across and then down a series of steps until it merges with the gently flowing stream or river at the bottom. Whilst there is no need to limit the number of steps, I want you to imagine a waterfall with 10 steps. Each step is different from the next in many ways. Some are very wide and actually hide rock pools within themselves, whilst others are narrow and allow a swift flow of water down to the next one. Some are ledges wide enough to walk across the face of the waterfall, and some are like rock climbing steps with just enough room to balance on. As you let this image take over your conscious thoughts, it grows in size, filling the whole of your vision. It is a beautiful sight, all that water coming from who knows where and going on a journey which will take who knows how long until it ends up in a lake or an ocean. As the image grows, you notice that you are getting smaller until you are small and light enough to fit on a leaf that can be gently carried down the waterfall and into the stream. And I would like you now to imagine that you are small enough and that you are standing at the top of the waterfall, gazing into the clear, fresh water gurgling at your feet. You look around and spy a particularly comfortable-looking leaf. It looks strong enough to bear you on your journey down to the stream. So you gently manipulate the leaf down to the water's edge and climb aboard. Settling down, nice and comfortable now, you shove off from the bank and let the smoothly running water take you on a magical journey. You drift across the first wide step, and as you travel, you can trail your arm in the cool, refreshing water. The gentle current carries you to the edge of the first step, and you bobble down onto the next one. This step is rather narrow, and it seems that almost instantly you are swirling down to number 3, down and down, deeper and deeper towards the stream. The third step is neither wide nor narrow, and you take your time drifting across and down, deeper down all the time. Number 4 has a rocky formation in its center, and you deftly guide your leaf around it, going down and deeper towards the next step. The 5th step is a bit awkward because it is broken in places, but you take the risk and shoot the rapids down to the next one. What an exhilarating feeling that must have given you. Number 6 is again a wide step, and it slows your descent as you drift across it, going down the next step. The view is magnificent from here. Above you are all the steps you have traversed so far, while below you is what is still to come. As you land on step 7, you notice the wildlife watching you with bemused looks on their faces, for this is not something they see every day. You smile and let the current take you deeper downwards on your journey. Step 8 is a delightful little step which has a deep rock pool worn into it from timeless erosion by the water cascading down the fall. You trail your arm into it and feel so comfortable and so relaxed. Step 9 is narrow and bumpy, but adds a little excitement as you quickly get taken deeper down the waterfall. Almost there now, and you can see the gently flowing stream just a bit below you. Step 10 is the last one and runs down at an angle into the stream. It is wide and flat and invites you to continue on your journey by going downstream. So just float away, drift into a totally relaxed state and enjoy your dream. You are now in a deeply relaxed state of hypnosis, and in a moment I'm going to ask you to visualize certain things. If you have any difficulty in visualizing, just think of or remember or even just sense the type of things I describe, and after a short while, you will find these images gradually begin to form in your mind. As they do, I would like you to heighten the experience by adding color, sound, smell, texture, or any other sensory factors that will help to make this experience stronger and more impressionable in your mind. But right now, you are drifting into deep relaxation and just listening to the sound of my voice. Your conscious mind may be preoccupied with other thoughts, and if it is, that is fine, because your subconscious mind will hear everything I say, and you can find my voice taking you deeper and deeper within yourself, to the very core of your being. I know you've been pulling your hair for a while now, and this is a habit that you're getting really fed up with. Perhaps you have begun to feel conscious about your hair, maybe even rightly concerned that your habit could create bald patches in some areas. And you really want to have a head full of healthy hair. In fact, you want it to be healthy not only on your head, but everywhere it should be: your eyebrows, eyelashes, and perhaps other parts of your body. This isn't vanity. Hair is part of who you are, and it can signify good health and youthfulness, which is one of the reasons you have decided that it is time to tackle the problem once and for all. And it goes without saying that by wanting to stop pulling your hair, you are already halfway there. The rest is the easy part. Anyone who didn't care about their appearance would just keep on pulling at their hair, increasing the likelihood of losing clumps, which would naturally lead to bald patches. But you are not one of those people, which is why you have decided to use hypnosis and your wonderful mind power to help you to overcome that unwanted habit. I am going to help you to conquer that habit, but please remember that you and I are working as a team, and as much as I'd like to, I can't just wave a magic wand to make your hair grow back, if any has gone, or stop you from pulling it. You have to do your part too. And during this hypnotic experience, I'm going to ask you to enhance your visual and auditory senses that I mentioned earlier even more. So, make them real and vivid. For example, perhaps you can remember running your fingers through your hair after shampooing and conditioning, and maybe it felt soft and silky. Or, if you have thicker hair, perhaps a little wiry or curly, but still soft. Whatever the condition of your hair, experience its texture against your fingers and notice if it's thick or fine, straight or curly, or however it feels to you. And just for a moment, I want you to think about that old habit of pulling your hair one last time and remember the actions you took. Imagine bringing your non-dominant hand up towards your head and toying with a few strands of hair, perhaps twirling them around your finger or tugging away from your scalp, or whatever that first action usually was. How did that action usually take place, and what was the sequence? Did you say to yourself that you were going to pull your hair, or did you become conscious of what you are doing part of the way through? Or did you not even realize that you had been pulling your hair until long after the action took place? Hair pulling is often an unconscious habit, and you probably carried it out while distracted. Maybe you were doing something else at the time, such as watching television, answering the phone, or perhaps simply daydreaming. It was as though the unconscious mind played with or comforted itself while you were consciously otherwise occupied. As you bring the memory of that action to the fore, I want you to imagine pulling those strands much harder until you experience a mild sensation of discomfort. I want your subconscious mind to consider how you came to choose those particular strands of hair. Out of all the hair on your head, why did it have to be those? What a sense of injustice the rest of your hair must have felt. Why did you not pull the strands of hair next to them or the ones on the other side of the head? Or why not some hair from your eyelashes, or even both together? Think about this for a moment. One hand full of hair from the head, and the other hand occupied with eyebrows or eyelashes as you tug and tug and tug. As you imagine tugging at your hair, I want you to think about a time when you accidentally or on purpose pulled some really sensitive hairs, like at the back of your neck or in your nostrils. Or maybe someone else pulled those hairs sometime in the past. The details don't matter. What I want you to do is to remember the feeling, the intense pain or discomfort that make your eyes water. When you are remembering this, increase that feeling now, so that just the thought of pulling any hair on your head, your eyes, or anywhere else on your head or body reminds you of pulling those extra sensitive hairs. Notice how, with so many strands of hair being pulled, some of them fall into your hand, and you can feel them coming out. And as each hair is pulled out, it is as though they are little bolts of electricity which momentarily shock the area from which they came. The feeling associated with pulling your hair becomes more and more uncomfortable. So imagine this now as I am quiet for a few moments. Make it real and as vivid as possible. Imagine that your eyes are watering so much that to an onlooker, you would appear to be crying. In fact, you are making yourself cry through that old habit of yours. Your inner self is crying out for you to stop this old habit and to give your hair the chance it deserves to grow back and to be healthy and strong. Now, all this imagining isn't very pleasant. In fact, it's not only unpleasant, but also uncomfortable just thinking about it. And all you want to do is immediately, instinctively, move your fingers away from your hair as quickly as possible. So you pull your hand away and allow it to rest on your lap as you take a deep and comfortable breath in through your nose. And as you do so, those unpleasant, uncomfortable feelings immediately disappear. But you always know that the discomfort will immediately return. Should you ever actually grab a handful or even a single strand of hair with the intention of pulling it. Now let those thoughts fade away, but remember in the back of your mind that they will always return should you attempt to pull your hair. That's right, your subconscious mind will remind you very strongly that hair pulling is not for you. You are doing really well. Now project your mind to a future date, perhaps 4 or 5 months from now, and instead of feelings of discomfort, imagine that you haven't pulled your hair out for several months and you are looking really good and feeling very proud of yourself. You have a full head of hair. It is just as thick as it naturally is and is shiny and well cared for. Your hair feels so nice and smooth, as though it had been smothered in a luxury conditioner when you run your fingers through it. And as you run your fingers through your hair, you notice that you have no desire to pull any of it out. You prefer to leave it just as it is. Your eyes, which used to be swollen and puffy from pulling out your eyelashes, look as though they've finally caught up with a year's missing sleep, when really the only problem was you pulling out your eyelashes. Similarly, your eyebrows are perfectly shaped and arched, or however you desire them to be. They grew back lovely, and instead of pulling them out yourself, you went to a stylist to make them a perfect shape. And now they look great, and you feel like a celebrity on the front cover of a glossy magazine. You feel so good, so proud of yourself, and you deserve to feel proud of yourself because you love your hair. It looks wonderful and is a credit to you and the care that you give it. And as you have stopped pulling your hair, you begin feeling far more confident and happier than you felt for a long time. Whatever happened in the past to cause you to pull your hair remains firmly in the past, and that is exactly where it belongs. You now focus on the present and the future, and you find that those things which would previously upset you now just calm and relax you. You are calmer, more relaxed, and far more confident too. Hair pulling is an old habit that you used to have, but have no longer, and from this moment forward, you focus on doing good things for yourself because you love and respect your body. So, from this vantage point of 4 or 5 months into the future, take an appreciative look at yourself and notice that you have a luscious head of hair, and you are smiling because your persona is confident and alluring and calm and collected. And as you focus on this image, ask your subconscious mind for a date when you and your hair will look this way. You know that you are already on your way, but I want your subconscious mind to give you the date, a realistic date by which a full transformation will have already taken place. So allow that date to float into your mind and nod your head when it's there. That's good. And every day you find your hair begins to look so much healthier and better because you no longer have thoughts of pulling your hair. So remind yourself of this date, the date when you will have achieved your goal to have a perfectly restored head of hair, and fix this date firmly in your mind. That date is firmly fixed in your mind, and now that your subconscious mind knows what its goal is and when it will be achieved, you find you can forget about pulling your hair and demote that action to something that is no longer relevant to you. That's right, you can easily forget about hair pulling because it is an old habit you no longer do. Forgetting comes easily when something doesn't matter. You have probably forgotten what you had for lunch 10 days ago, or what you were wearing a year ago from today. What you do remember is to breathe. That's right. Breathe slowly and evenly and allow yourself to feel comfortable, and remember the good times when you achieved something worthwhile. And you are doing this right now. Your hair is growing back nicely, and you are feeling happier and more in control each and every day. Every day you feel better as your confidence increases, and you feel more able to cope with situations that arise in your life. You cope easily and effectively because you have all the confidence you need to succeed. And these suggestions are firmly embedded in your subconscious mind, and they grow stronger and stronger. They grow stronger by the day, stronger by the hour, stronger by the minute. In a moment, I'm going to count the numbers from 1 to 5, and at the count of 5, you will be wide awake and feeling already wonderfully refreshed and relaxed. 1, you start coming slowly back. 2, your eyelids are beginning to flicker. 3, 4, 5, your eyes are open and you are now wide awake, mind and body returning to full conscious awareness, feeling already wonderfully confident and ready to allow these suggestions to work for you. If you enjoyed this self-hypnosis video, please like and subscribe. We will be posting videos on a regular basis for a variety of self-hypnosis experiences.